Today is March 24th, 2021. I am calling Angels Home Nursing in Clinton, Oklahoma. See what kind of trouble they give me today. Transferred. Let's see who this is. A lot of shifting. A lot of shifting around. Yep. Playing games. Angels Home Nursing and yes, of course. They're going to be doing everything they can to make sure that they just don't answer this phone call since they've been calling and harassing me so much. Okay, let's see. Let's just keep going here. This is to Emily Sims, who is the supervisor.
The mailbox belonging to 58033000778 is full and cannot accept messages at this time. Please try again later. Goodbye.
Cannot accept any messages. Cannot accept any messages at this time. But they called me yesterday, boy, just going after me. Oh, here we go. Okay. Hello. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you still know.
Sorry about that.
You know that for quality integrity support, our calls in or out are recorded just like you guys do. It, okay, well that's all right if it is. Okay, Emily. Let's see. Lauren Hyman.
Yes, ma'am.
Lauren Hyman. She called me yesterday. That's that's HY then MAN like mine man. I mean. Okay. Yeah, and then there's Donna Blake. She talked about her. This is the one that she talked to me about yesterday when she called. Donna Blake. And she said that Donna Blake was a behavioral nurse. She specified in that area. She also specialized in that area. Behavioral? Oh, okay. All right. Who are the other ones that are the behavioral nurses that you have? Shirley. How do you how do you spell her last name? Because I didn't quite hear it.
It's just like Weasel and Bear. Weasel and then Bear. Bear.
Is she the colored woman?
She's Native American.
Okay. There's a black woman that comes in named Shirley.
Her name is Shirley, but she's not black.
What is Shirley's last name?
Weasel Bear.
No, the one that was coming in to see us, Shirley, the colored woman.
We have. I'm trying to think of the nurses that have seen you.
Well, Shirley.
There's Shirley Weasel Bear. We have a Donna Blake. Lauren actually has seen you all several times as well. Lauren Hyman.
Yeah, she used to be our regular RN.
Yes. And we do have a lady named Gloria Brown. And she saw you in Madison maybe once or twice.
Gloria Brown?
Uh-huh.
And she's an RN?
Yes, ma'am.
But she's not in the behavioral, right?
Right.
Okay. And who else?
That should be it.
Well, we had one. Let's see, what was Stormy's last name?
Stormy no longer works with us. Her last name was Ludwig, but she's no longer with us.
That's it. Ludwig. Yeah, she went to work for the hospital, if I remember right. I think that's what
she's a professor.
She's a professor. Oh, cool. But you don't know Shirley, the one that was seeing us, the colored lady that was seeing us. You don't know her?
Yes, I sure do.
What was her name?
Shirley Weasel.
Shirley what?
Shirley Weasel.
Well, you said she's Native American.
Yes, ma'am, she is.
So she's okay. She's.
Gloria Brown is she's black.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen her. She's kind of a short lady.
Just a little bit on the heavy side, not much. Older woman. That's not her, huh? We had, okay, not the same one. Okay. Do you know about the one that came from Altus? Hello? Emily?
Yeah.
The one that came from Altus?
Yeah.
Who are they? I'm still here.
Okay. So, are you just wanting a list of nurses that have seen you, or what exactly are we doing here?
Yeah. I need to know
Can you tell me why? Not that I'm telling you that you're no longer a patient of ours, and so I'm just curious why you're needing names.
Well, Lauren called me yesterday trying to get in to see me.
She was calling to see if we could get you some services.
No, she was.
We would love to come see you, but we would have to get everything going again for that.
No, she told me that she was ready to come see me right then, and she was concerned about my well-being and stuff, and especially what my mother had all put me through. I know you guys been real concerned about that, because she did put me through a lot. Well, you guys you're not kidding about that. She literally had me where, and I voiced this many times, that I reached a point that I was ready to walk away, walk out the door, and not ever come back. Her mind got so bad, and she's been telling my uncle that that I'm doing all kinds of crazy things, and it's not her. And I told her, I said, Mom, I said, you were so septic, you were in multi-organ failure. She was never a diabetic until last year, probably about middle of last year. Her pancreas was going down. Her lungs absolutely were going down because we were seeing her bottoming at 80. Her blood pressure, was going up and down, and the infection went into her bones and joints, so she started having to go in and get shots in her joints and in her bones, that it went down to the bone marrow. Because when they said that, she told me that when they got her to the ER, and when they removed the IV that had, she said that she just kept bleeding and kept bleeding and kept bleeding. Yeah, yeah. So that's in the bone marrow. Platelets and stuff are down, and I told her, said, this is, you're lucky to be alive right now, and yeah, she is. She's very, very lucky to be alive. And, she kept telling, Donna Blake, now she's a behavioral nurse. And I was talking, Lauren was talking about her. And she said, she was telling me that, yes, she most certainly is one of your behavioral nurse, did see Mom. And I said, well, she would have known right off the bat that, Mom did have mental deficits, that there was something going on where you could tell mentally she, absolutely an altered state. And so that's what I'm kind of confused as to, why Donna didn't follow up on this, do what needed to be done, because it was obvious. It was obvious to everybody. Stormy, I sat there, when she come in this one time, I said, come here, Stormy, I want to show you something. And we went into the kitchen, and I'm very health conscious, and I am big on eating according to blood type, because we do real good when we kind of stick with that. And I showed her, Mom had bought, now they come in these huge plastic clear containers. The turnovers they're so big, only 4 could fit in them at a time. And she'd have a couple of those, and she'd have a box of donuts and candy bars and cookies and M&Ms and M&M peanuts and all these other, ice cream, Budsickles, ice cream sandwiches. I was showing her, I said, this is crazy. She's already been once here recently to the emergency room. I had to call the ambulance. Her blood sugar would go sky high, and then next thing you know, it plummeted right on down. And we spent, 6 hours in the ER trying to get her balanced out. And so, here she is. She's buying this stuff. She's doing all this crazy stuff. And that there's that one time when um, the nurse from Altus come in, and my mother, had spent the entire weekend going through that episode again where everything she was telling me, every single thing to do, and would just, I could sit there and ask her, "Oh, how you doing now? What do you want to know that for? Huh? Why are you always asking me questions?" Well, Mom, just stop. If I want you to know what I'm doing, I tell you. Okay, Mom. Okay, all right, all right. And then she'd go on and on about, well, this needs to be done and that needs to be done, and just on and on. Anyway, that day that the RN showed up, that was at the 1st of December, and her oxygen was 80. It was right at 80. We put my oxygen on her, and of course, she came around. She improved with it, and she also, she had migraine headaches every single morning. I've been trying to get oxygen on her, and Excedrin was the only thing that would help with that type of a migraine. Nothing else seemed to work for her. And when they pulled it off the shelf, I was buying bottles of Excedrin at $60, $80 a bottle, because it was such a necessity. We just couldn't go with she could not go without it. And so when we kept her on my oxygen machine, she stopped waking up with those migraines. So, and when I spoke with our doctor on December 23rd, he had not heard anything about all this stuff that's been going on. He wasn't contacted. And Medicare approved for the oxygen machine and the home oxygen tank. And I never understood, I've tried talking with you about this several times, Emily, and it's always, you don't want to talk to me about it. It's always, well, I got this call I got to take, and then, okay, you hold for a minute, or I'll call you back, or so, and you never have. You never ever talked to me about this. And it's about what it is that, now Michelle told me that you are overseeing to the respiratory needs of Angel's clients. That you handled all of that. Michelle said she didn't handle any aspect. That was totally yours. And so I don't understand why it was that you never spoke with Western or Lincare about why that they were denying my doctor's orders and Medicare's approval. Well, I want to make sure that this is what we talk about. That why you never once did anything. Go ahead. Michelle lied to us. No, I talked with her several times. She told me that she had absolutely nothing to do with it. It was always you. So okay, so she lied to us. Okay.
Unfortunately, I have nothing to do with wound care. I have nothing to do with medical. I'm not a respiratory therapist. I'm just the administrator for Oklahoma. So I'm happy to help you with your nursing care, but I can't help you with your oxygen. Unfortunately, that's out of my hands. I don't have anything to do with that. Like
Okay,
I said, I
it is as you being a supervisor. If there is a company that is refusing to follow our doctor's order, and the fact that Medicare approved for the oxygen machine and the portable oxygen, well, this is your responsibility to see to it that these companies get, you know, you're not over her care. You're not, you're angels. Well, isn't that taken care? Not not allowing them. I refuse them. Okay. What is the name of the nurses that the other names of the nurses that have been here?
I'm not sure, and honestly, at this point,
You don't know? Well, will you please look up my account? You need to look up our account and tell me who all came in here. I'm not talking about oxygen right now. I'm not. I want to make that absolutely clear. At this point, I am not talking about oxygen. I am talking about your employees. I am wanting to know who are the ones who came out here. I need to know their names. So would you please? You don't? Okay. So then now I have been directed to inform you that since you are refusing this, that you now take all responsibility. You take all responsibilities. It is. Oh, well, I'm not in the position that I can reveal that to you right now. I was told that to call, and you are supposed. I'm always supposed to know who the nurses are that come out here. I spoke with Michelle several times, asking that they do identify themselves, and that they get the notebook, and they are to log every time that they are here. They are supposed to be logging everything in our notebooks. They haven't been doing it, and Michelle agreed with me that absolutely they're supposed to be logging everything in those notebooks every single time that they come here, and they are absolutely supposed to let us to identify themselves not just by first name, by first and last name, so that we know that they are with Angels Home Nursing, that they are supposed to be here, because we've got people who are um, that are going into homes under false identity, and people are having horrors done to them. And so and this is protocol too. You know, it's it's not a mute point, because you guys have been, even though that I told you, I have specifically told you on the phone that you guys were not to have any more contact with my doctors, either my doctors or the clinics or anything. And yeah, and you even told me that I've been discharged, but yet you guys keep calling me and telling me that you want to get a behavioral nurse in here to help me because of what my mother has done to me. You guys know what she's done to me because you all seen what she did to me. You saw her deterioration. There wasn't anything that was being done to stop this deterioration. There was not cooperation with my doctor. You guys sat there, even told me I was discharged, but yet you were still acting as if I didn't know that there was a discharge, and you acting as if that I never told you. We can get it. We can get a behavioral nurse in there tomorrow. I can get one in there tomorrow. Lauren calling me. She's ready to come over right then. Well, wait a minute. If I'm not with angels, then why in the world am I getting all these phone calls from you all and trying to get in here in the house? Why am I getting this? So So right now, I have been, what I am needing is, I need the names of the people who you guys have sent into the home. Okay, well, you give me an incomplete. There y'all go. There y'all go. March. Today is March 24th, 2:52 p.m. It is a Wednesday, and the reason why that I was asking her to give me the names of these nurses is because the Oklahoma State Nursing Board directed me to do this. And if they so refuse to give me the names, then that person takes all responsibility. So it's on her. And I do have recordings where that I spoke with her and she was informed that they were not to have any further contact with me or my doctors, the clinics, etc. And so I am going to be sharing this with everyone to help you to be able to protect yourselves from this type of abuse. They knew what they were doing to my mother. They sat here every single week. They came in here. And I'm sure that whoever put them up to it, they were enjoying. Oh yeah, she's this bad. She's got this organ now shutting down, that organ shutting down, and yeah, here's her blood pressure. It's all over the place. It ain't gonna be much longer, so we'll just keep not doing anything. As I said, there are people that aren't happy that there are businesses in Elk City, Oklahoma, and that there are families, loved ones, who came to me wanting me to help and save. And these family owned businesses, or what the community built, aka Great Plains Regional Hospital, um, I'm not getting paid. I am not getting I'm not getting anything. They want to sit here. One of the things that evil does is that it will think, well, if I sit here and I make up lies about this person and I start spreading these lies, and well, this will make people come after that person, and I will be able to falsely justify why I don't have to pay that bill. And just maybe either that person will get killed or that they'll move away and I don't have to pay that. I'm out of that. And yes, indeed, they do it a lot. They do it a lot because, especially if you got corruption that's in the courts, you can't take them there. But you darn sure can go further with it. You can go a lot further with it. And so, by the state, let's shut them down. Let's shut them all down. And I am looking right now to see if there are good people in this community because there have been signs up that has advertised that I am the one who absolutely saved this hospital because CEO Don Eichmann, man like a human, it's spelled the same way, Ikman. Don Eichmann was the CEO of Great Plains Regional Hospital in 2011. He got with me and told me that they were losing every single lawsuit against the hospital. They were in serious trouble. They couldn't figure out why that they were losing every lawsuit. Well, I did not want the good people of Oak City to lose this hospital. It just opened up its doors in late 2009, and right now they're looking at losing it, losing this $4 million medical center, having the Cadillac of radio imaging modalities, MRI, CAT scans, X-ray machines, fluoroscopy, all of it. Every type of machine. There is nothing, no reason for them to ever miss anything. And yet they are having people having broken bones being missed and people being permanently maimed for life and people dying. It is so bad that people don't go to this hospital, they go outside of it. So that means that this hospital in this town isn't getting its revenue. It's been taken from them. I don't want these people to lose their hospital. That is their there's their lifetime career. There's jobs. They will always have jobs. These kids can be raised up to become CEOs, nurses, doctors, therapists, everything and anything, maintenance, engineers. They will always have jobs and they will always be able to take care of their people and anybody else who happens to come along that's being stolen from them. I took the case. All right. I'm hired. I'll see what I can do. I've never lost a case. I got jumped. Paramedics took me to the ER. I knew my left foot was broken. The radiologist in ER said that there was a perfectly normal foot. I went to one of the best podiatrists around. And with his x rays, we went over them because my doctor was in radiology and gastroenterology, but the first was radiology. We looked at them together and 4 broken bones. And so I contacted Don. We set up a meeting, went in there, and I showed him the x rays and the reports from the from the hospital, their radiologist, their ER doctor, and then the one for the podiatrist. He told me he had an independent radiologist look at the x-rays of my foot, agrees with the podiatrist, absolutely busted up foot. And so I was able to not only reveal how these unbeatable lawsuits were happening, but who were doing it, who was doing it. And so when it came time for me to come up there and pick up my check, which was in a week's time, Mr. Eichmann was gone. Guess what they did? Well, they just don't know nothing about it. Well, that was between you and Mr. Eichmann. No, there's somebody else. There is? Oh, yeah, told them. Oh, well, this person is out on leave. We don't know if we're going to be able to get a hold of her or not. Oh, really? How convenient. How convenient. So anyway, I can't get this busted up foot being treated properly. Because anywhere I go, boy, they're on me. They get to my doctors, etc. I don't have anybody that has been helping to defend me, help me, nothing. Right now, I got something that needs to be fixed, and we are waiting to see. We're waiting to see if there are good people here that really do want to help me, and they are being and grateful, show some gratitude what I have done, because there's nobody in this town. There is not one single person in this town that has not been positively affected by the work that I have done. All the way from saving their hospitals and businesses and loved ones to healing them. And far, far more. Much, much more. Of course there is. So anyway, here's where this stands. And yeah, you can tell that Michelle Blankenship, she was a nurse for Sunshine out of Altus Home Nursing. And she had psoriatic arthritis. And now here you got people coming out of town, coming into Elk City, and this is always a big problem because what I have ran into so often, more times than not, is this. It's the darndest thing that people have this attitude towards Elk Cityan, like, well, they're nothing but a bunch of cotton picking dirt farmers, all inbred. You know, more south, you know how it is with the south, you know, they're all inbreds. They don't know nothing. Why, they couldn't even begin to understand any parts of medicine. You can do whatever you want to, they'll never be the smart. They'll never be smart enough about it. Won't be able to figure it out. You'll be able to get away with anything you want to do. You can give them the most stupidest excuse and they accept it. Really. That's what you think about these people. Because I love this town. I fell in love with this town when I was 8 years old. What I saw, there was something that I seen happen in this community, and I knew that the only way that a community would ever do something like that is that they had to love each other, care about each other, and help each other's loved ones be safe. Make sure they make it home safely, cross the road safely. My parents are from here. My bloodline help land Elk City, founded. That's the word. Sorry, founded Elk City, made it into what it is today. My parents are from here. This has been my second home. Like I said, I've absolutely loved Elk City, and so wow, these people are from outside here coming in, and I know we've got recently, I've been told by some pharmacies that they are medicine are being blocked. They used to have no problem getting their medicines of any kind, but now all of a sudden that's getting blocked. Elk City is not being able to get the medicines, and and of course they're getting the placebos. And so this is very serious of the situation here with Elk Cityans, and if things don't start getting righted, you're going to start seeing a lot of deaths here, a lot of death and destruction. And well, if they want my help, I'll help them know who the companies are that are doing it. because they don't know right now. They don't know who the companies are that are doing this, but I do. And all they need to do is come to me, talk with me, and help me out, make things help me out. I help them. I help them. Help me. I got things that need to be done. I got people doing very bad things to me, coming up on my house and beating on my house and damaging my car and poisoning my cat. I got a lot of things going on, and I'm not going to do the fight by myself. I'm not going to do this by myself. I'm not going to do it. Usually, when people start getting active, is when it hits their family, and then they're willing to. And so that's what God's been doing too. God has been making sure that it's affecting families, so they'll get off their backsides and quit doing lying and not doing anything and making good people have to do all the work. Yeah, God's bringing it to the homes. God gave it, God take it away. Believe me, if I don't have things start turning around and things being done right for me, it's their decision. It's between them and God right now, because God isn't happy about what they've done to me and what they are doing to me. I'm being robbed left and right, especially financially, financially, and nothing's getting done about it. And I'm having home invasions. I come home to find somebody's been in my home. Am I going to be able to have report it? What's the use? What's the use? But then, there are new officers on the force, and things are changing. Attitudes are changing. So maybe that there are officers who cares and will help me to find out, help protect me. Because also on Elk City Police Department, it was in 2013 that a couple of them that I knew very well told me about that all they had was $2 ponchos. That's their issued all weather gear, and it broke my heart. Not only broke my heart, but it made me feel ashamed. I thought these men and women had the all weather gear they needed to be, so when they're out there in the freezing snow and blizzards and ice and all that they had protective gear, long coats or short coats and hats and everything to protect them, and especially where it was illuminated very well, you could see them. And I told him, I said, tell you what, in 3 weeks' time, we're going to have OSHA certified all weather gear. I promise you. I promise you, 3 weeks, we will have it. Well, it wasn't 3 weeks. It was 2 weeks. I found a online official law enforcement supply company. The all weather gear, long coats, all the reflective paint, not tape, reflective paint, corduroy colors, and I mean all of it. Okay, each set was $120. They knocked it down to $55 and free shipping and handling. And so, first time I got to see them was in 2017 when we had a tornado, and seen one of the officers wearing them, long full length one, out there in the rain and what have you, protecting homes and stuff. It was great. It was great. So, as I said, that I have always, everything that I have done has always been to help this community, their businesses, everything. I am a death experiencer, and when I battled a fatal tumor, I was in the hospital 14 minutes. I died. I was shown all kinds of things. I was with God, Christ, and the angels. And there is one thing about a real death experiencer that you'll find is that if they truly are a death experiencer, there is nothing in this world and there is no amount of money that will get them to trespass against the spiritual laws. The spiritual laws are far above man's laws. And they know the spiritual laws are real. They know the celestial beings are real. And you aren't going to get them to go against it. And I have never done anything illegal. Never. Especially after I died in October 1992. I have never, ever broken not one of God's laws. And so I'm telling you the truth. Anyway, here you guys go. The saga goes on. I have been in contact with, I'm not going to say exactly right now because I got to be protective of it, but I can tell you that who I'm talking to, who knows about the situation, there's a big wake up coming. That's all I say. Don't tolerate this. Don't stand for it. They tried to murder my mother. They just about did it. And by God, they need to be held accountable to the full extent of the law. Y'all take care. I wish you the best. I am Higher Ways Women, aka Catherine Talera Dawn Masters, aka TLG. End of video. Wish you all the best.